Things that single women are afraid to tell you guys. Now let's get into it. The first thing that they are afraid to tell you guys is that they are very selfish in a relationship. They are very narcissistic. They are very toxic. They are very self-centered. That they don't want to show that they care. They don't want to give, you the world. They just want you to give them the world. See, this is what single women don't want to tell you guys. Another thing too that single women don't want to tell you guys is that they have been ran through by a ton of men. And they very, very angry, and they're very, very damaged inside. And they carry that baggage, that built up anger that's inside of them. They carry that on to the next relationship. Yeah. They get into an argument with the guy that they're in a relationship with, and then, he just say one thing, but not nothing that's too, not nothing that's disrespectful, and then she just blow up. And you know what I'm saying? And she just lose it. Single women don't want to tell you that they are not wifey material. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that they really don't want to be a wife. Single women don't want to tell you that. You guys got to understand that these single women are single for a reason. They're single because they live in this fantasy land, this fantasy world. Everything has to be about them. And if you don't give them, enough attention, if you don't give them enough validation, if you don't give them enough time, enough money, they'll leave. Single women don't want to tell you that they are very insecure. If you don't go above and beyond for her while she does completely nothing, she's going to leave the relationship. She don't want to tell you that she's the problem. You got to give to get. This is what these women don't want to do. This is why these women are so single. They're toxic. They're damaged goods. They're not the type of woman that you want. Single women don't want to tell you that they have, slept with all these no good guys, that they are attracted to these no good guys. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that they are attracted to a dude that, grab them by their neck and yell at them, and put them in their place. They don't want to tell you that they are attracted to dudes that don't care, that shows, no emotion in a relationship, that, do very little. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that they are attracted to dysfunction. They don't want to tell you that they're attracted to bad boys, because they don't want you to know that they're trying to change them bad boys into being good. See, women like a challenge. This is why they're single. They don't want to tell you that they're not attracted to good men. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that the reason why they don't want a good man, because they feel like they don't deserve one, because they're so damaged. They don't want to tell you that their self-esteem is so low that they can't stay in a healthy relationship. They don't like a healthy relationship because they say it's boring. There's no drama. There's no, chaos. They don't want to tell you that. This is why they're single, because they know for a fact that they are attracted to guys that's negative. They got that negative energy. That's over aggressive. That's a roughneck. They don't want to tell you that. This is why these women are single. They don't want to tell you that they don't deserve a good man. They don't want you to know that. They don't. They don't want to tell you that they don't want to treat you like a king in a relationship. They don't want to tell you that. This is why these women are single. Single women don't want to tell you this. I'm just being honest with you guys. And I know some of y'all might think, well, wow, that's crazy. It is. It doesn't make sense. Single women don't want to tell you that their mind is backwards. They're emotionally unstable. They're no good. Single women don't want to tell you that, the reason why they are single is because they're just full of anger. They hate men. They don't want to tell you that. That's why they're single. They didn't grow up with the father, so they really hate men. And when they get in a relationship, they want to take out all that, anger on a man that has not done nothing to them. When it's not that man's fault that they grew up with the single father. They don't want to tell you that. The reason why these women are single too, is because they just want to sleep around. Yeah. They want to be promiscuous. Single women do not want to tell you this. That this is why they are single. Women, they do the same thing as guys. They just don't want to tell you that. Guys like to sleep around. Women like to sleep around a lot too. You might only smash in like one chick this week. Women, they can smash women can smash 3 to 2 guys a week. Some of these women are having sex with 2 to 3 guys a week. I'm just being bold and honest. Or maybe more. Because they damaged. They turn into whores. They don't want to tell you that they that type. That they like to sleep around. That's why they single. Yeah. This is the truth. Single women don't want to tell you that they just can't, they can't stand men. Single women don't want to tell you that they don't love men. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that they can't genuinely love a man for who he is. You always have to, it's always have to be transactional. You always have to pay for something first. Just to get her to love you. They don't want to tell you that they selling their body, that they sell their body. They don't want to, these single women don't want to tell you that they're selling their bodies to different dudes. That's why they're single. They do not want to tell you that. Selling their body for dates and all that, for meals. I mean, these women sell their soul for a meal. You pay for a meal, you can smash. They don't want to tell you that they're selling their souls for money and materialistic objects. They don't want to tell you that. This is why they're single. Single women don't want to tell you that they're single is because they're just using men. They're just using men for dates. They just want you to pay for their meal. They just want you to pay for their vacations. They just want you to pay for, just to spend time with them. They're just using different men for attention, for validation. They don't want to tell you the reason why they're single. They're just using a whole bunch of guys. This is what these single women don't want to tell you. That they don't care about men. Single women don't want to tell you that they was raised by a single mother and their single mother taught them that dudes ain't. She don't want to tell you that. She was taught to hate men. She don't want to tell you that her mother taught her to hate men. Whether if it was directly or indirect. She was taught to hate men by her mother, her single mother. Because she couldn't keep a man. So you guys got to understand this. If her single mother couldn't keep a man, it's most likely that she can't keep a man either. she's not going to be able to keep a man either. It's a high chance. I'll say an 85% chance. These women been passed around like blunts. Newports. Single women don't want to tell you this, man. They do not want to tell you that. Hope you guys got something up out of this, man. And to, watch out for these single women. Because she might come in everything you want. You got to look out. You always have to look out for the lady in the red dress. Hope you guys got something up out of this. Y'all stay on semen retention. Retain gang. It's Coleman.